Hi, it's Book Chick, and I am here to tell you about my January TBR. Finally, I know we're already like 8 days in, but here we are. I apologize for the video quality. I need to figure out how to change the settings on my iPhone so that it doesn't lock on me like every 5 minutes. I've like messed with the settings and I thought I had it, but it still locks like every 5 minutes or so, and it's really annoying. So I don't know. I'll either have to like edit all those different clips together or just figure out a different way. So, but today you're on my laptop again. So, but anyway, let's get into it. So this is my January TBR. I'm already reading these obviously, but I wanted to tell you about them. If you follow me on my Instagram, which is bookchick 2020, then you've seen my January TBR. But if you aren't following me, go ahead and do that. That'd be really awesome. But without further ado, let's get into it. So the first book I want to mention, I just finished actually, so that's why I want to mention it first because it's actually no longer on the TBR since it's done. That is A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. This is the Owl Crate Special Edition, so it's got the like gold gilded edges, and the cover is it's like blue, like navy blue, and I think the original is black, but don't hold me to that. It's got some gorgeous end papers. It is also signed, so that's pretty cool. Um, and then she wrote like this is like printed, but like there's a really sweet letter inside. Um, the book itself is fantastic. It like the Owl Crate edition is gorgeous, and I'm really glad that I bought it because it's a really cool like collector's item. But the book itself was so good. Um, it was just fantastic. Like the world building in it is just amazing. I'm gonna adjust you a little bit. So, the world building in it is just amazing. Like imagine like a setting similar to Harry Potter, except where like there's not really anyone like Voldemort. Like there are obviously like bad guys that are there that are killing people and stuff, but the school itself is trying to kill you too. And so basically the school itself is like outside of time, outside of like our dimension. It's like set aside in what they call the void, I think. Like it's this whole school is built, and it's like a really intricate like year system. Like the freshmen arrive and they're like on the top floor. And then when they become sophomores, the school like rotates down until the seniors are on the first floor, like in the basement where the graduation hall is. And the graduation hall is like the gate to the outside world. And somehow like all these they call them maleficaria, but basically they are like all the monsters and the bad things that want to eat um wizards and witches. um but apparently their favorite thing in the entire world is kids. So they really enjoy preying on kids at the school, and like they're easy prey. Like the kids who aren't smart and haven't figured out like how to survive, they're usually the first ones to die. And if the Malficaria don't get you, then there's probably some bloodthirsty um other wizard who's willing to do anything to ensure that they get to survive. But this was just so good. Like the world building, like it was so intricate. There are maps in the back, um, like of the school. Like this is one of the maps. Just so cool. Like it's also kind of a hate to love romance, so that's pretty cool. But I would say this is like a runner up for Harry Potter. Like it is that good. And but the main character is actually like a female, so that's different. We don't see that too often, but this writer often has like female protagonists, and they're usually very strong, very stubborn, um, very smart too. So I really enjoyed this, and I hear that there is a second book in the series coming out. I can't remember off the top of my head what it's called, so I won't say, but definitely gonna put that on my wish list and buy it. So the next book that I have on my TBR is the one that I started reading next. So that is The Wife Upstairs by Rachel Hawkins. This is a book of the month book, but you can buy it anywhere now. It came out on the 5th of January. Basically this is a Jane Eyre retelling. So, she's kind of like just a normal girl, and in this particular version she becomes a dog walker. She moves away, I think she said from Arizona to Birmingham, Alabama, and is trying to like start over basically. So she at first gets a job in a coffee shop, doesn't like that. I think she said she got like second degree burns, which I mean I've been there, but like I got over it. But apparently Jane hated it so much that she left the coffee shop and decided to become a dog walker. So she's been walking dogs in like the rich part of town. So it's actually like 20 miles from where her apartment is. Um, I know all this because I'm already like 14 pages in. This is not from the synopsis, but basically she's been walking dogs in like the super rich part of town, and she meets the guy, you know? So if you know Jane Eyre, basically, I believe he has his wife like locked in the attic and he's hiding her there. He, um, Jane assumes that this guy says his wife was, like he's using past tense when he speaks about her. Um, so she assumes that she's dead, and she like kind of puts two and two together that that this guy's wife might have been in a boating accident that was a different guy's, like it was two best friends were on the same boat, and the husband survived. I don't know if they were on the boat or not, but basically they both lost their wives. So she assumes that this handsome rich guy that she's flirting with, his wife is dead. But if it's a true Jane Eyre retelling, I don't think that's going to be the case. I've seen a lot of different reviews and opinions about this. A lot of people have said this gave them nightmares, so I don't know if I'm ready for nightmares, but I'm super excited for this, and it's pretty short too. Like I think it's 290 pages, so that's exciting. Quick read. So then the next book that I'll be reading is A Rogue of One's Own by Evie Dunmore. This is also a book of the month book. It was my November pick. It wasn't like one of the 5 that they like had set for November. It was like one of the backlist ones because you can do that. It's like $14.99, but you can pick either like the 5 that they suggest or like anything from their backlist, which goes back like a few years. So I picked this one for November. I just signed up in November, and I'm excited for this because I read Bringing Down the Duke, or I listened to it rather, by Evie Dunmore this spring, and I absolutely loved it. So when I saw that this was on Book of the Month, I said absolutely. I'm already 26 pages in, and I love it. If this ever becomes a movie, I think that the actress who plays Luna Lovegood, I'll try to remember to add her picture and her name. I think that actress should play this leading character. She, like the description is like her to a T, absolutely. But basically, this is about, what is her name? Lucy. Lucy is a suffragette in London, and she is fighting for the women's right to vote, and she's also fighting to abolish this law that basically says when a woman gets married, the man owns all of her stuff, including her. Like, she no longer has any property of her own, so she's fighting to abolish that law. And also to, like, for women to have the right to vote. But obviously, this is a romance, so there's also like a steamy aspect to it, and she loathes the guy who is, what is his name? Tristan. She like loathes him. So another hate to love kind of romance. Um, they kind of grew up together, and like he has like a lot of people think he's a player, which he is. Like he's definitely a player. But I would assume that at some point she kind of breaks him of that, and they fall in love and maybe live happily ever after. We'll have to see. Um, but I'm super excited for this because I loved Bringing Down the Duke, and I heard that there's a third book coming out this summer. So super excited about that. I'll try to remember to leave that picture as well. I know I forgot to do that on my last video, but I'll try to remember this time. I'm gonna have to split this video in two once again. Um, but yeah, if you liked this video, go ahead and hit like and subscribe. Apparently, about 50% of my viewers are not subscribed. So if you're watching this, go ahead and double check that you are subscribed. And I'll see you again. So thank you. Bye, bookworms.